Hey everyone, welcome to practice today, and this is the first of a series of practices that the teachers at Inspired Yoga Institute is offering, and they're really meant to be a practice from our heart to yours. These practices aren't meant to be a taught practice in the sense of what you may or may not usually expect from us at the studio. It's more of a deep sharing of what is real and raw and alive for each of us in these really unprecedented times. So if we haven't met before, my name is Alice, and yoga has been a practice that has been an anchor in my life for so long. And I find that when things get a little bit shaky, embodiment practice, getting in my body, feeling sensation, becoming so attuned to present moment time is one of my deepest medicines. So thank you for sharing a part of your day together with me. I think what's been really alive for me these days is feeling so much. In one moment, I feel shaky and like everything that I thought I knew and the things that I built my life on, the structures from which we live are shaking, and I can feel that unfamiliarity inside my body. And on other times I feel optimistic and spacious and excited for what might come from things falling apart. And I get super excited to be alive in these moments. I have moments where I'm in the grocery store and, I see, the other day I caught eyes with an elderly man who was pushing his little cart just so slowly down the aisle, and I locked eyes with him and we smiled at each other, and the moment I turned away, I just had like tears streaming down my face for, just feeling the challenging times and the beauty within these moments as well. At moments I feel afraid. I've been noticing, just a few little feelings of dis-ease inside my own body, and then noticing my mind trying to make sense of it all and getting a little bit scared sometimes. And then many moments where I just feel grounded and peaceful and present. And so the practice that I wish to share with you today is one where we learn how to get more and more spacious in our hearts so that we can make room for all of it. It can make room for your fears and your worries and your anxieties, and at the same time make space for the hope and the dreams and the desires, the heart space. We can make room for the confusion and perhaps irritation that our bodies might be experiencing right now. And we can make space for the grief that's also happening collectively as we move through these uncharted territories. So what we're going to do today is really move into the vastness of the heart. And this is a teaching that was shared with me a long time ago, back in my Anusara yoga days, about how the back side of the body is known as the shadow side. And each of our organs holds an innate wisdom. And the organ of the heart is the first organ that grows when we are in utero. And the heart has the capacity to feel love, compassion, empathy, oneness. The shadow side of the heart is what holds grief and unprocessed emotions. And when we don't experience them, they tend to hide out in what we call the shadow. And the shadow doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it or something that we need to get rid of. The shadow just means that they are feelings that maybe we're not as, we don't equate with as expansive or joyful, and yet they're absolutely necessary to our human existence. Because as Brene Brown says, if you feel one thing on one side, you gotta feel it on the other. So that's what our practice is going to be about: expanding the heart, expanding the lungs so that we can make space for it all. So let's join your hands together in front of your heart for prayer. And go ahead and take a few of the deepest breaths of your day so far. And I encourage you on your exhales to let out a sound, not so much air, but more sound. Welcome yourself to this breath. This one right here. And may every breath in our practice and every breath in our day be an opportunity to grow our hearts a little bit bigger. And so start to open your eyes and clasp your hands. And on your next exhale, press your hands forward and around your spine. Just pause here for a few moments as you breathe naturally. And then almost like you're steering the wheel of your car, and steer a little bit to the right, and steer a little bit to the left. And really inviting your breath to move into the back side of your shoulder blades. And letting your head turn the same range, the same way that your heart and your shoulders are turning. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky and let your spine grow really tall and long from your sternum up towards your crown. And at the same time, from the back side of your heart, so from the tips of the shoulder blades, root straight down behind your navel, down through your sacrum, right into the earth. So your spine is elongated on both sides. And as you breathe in, really reach your arms up, grow them out of your lungs. And then as you exhale, dip your right fingertips onto the floor and curl over to the side for a few moments. Now, part of what we'll do to open up the vastness of the heart is actually start to breathe more into the upper chambers of the lungs, which sit underneath the collarbones. It's a place that's often missed in practice. And so flip your upper palm up towards the sky and really reach your fingertips, or reach your palm out to the side. And imagine your breath moving all the way up into the top left corner of your collarbones. And then on your next inhale, come back up to center, and then we'll switch sides. So lower your left hand down, extend your right arm overhead. And then flip your right palm up towards the sky and start to open up underneath the upper chamber of your right lung. And with your next inhale, come back up to center. And then as you exhale, drop both hands down towards your heart and press your hands forward again. And then this time, any hand, flip one palm down and then reach your fingertips back towards your elbow. Make sure that your upper arm bone is plugged right back into your shoulder blade. And sit in a way where your heart feels open on the front side, but soften your lower ribs down so that there's not too much of a boastfulness and a strutting forward in your chest, but a softness in the low ribs. And then switch sides. So one of the things that I really love about practice is the ability for us to drop into the present moment wisdom of our body and fine-tune our instrument. And so just as any instrument in an orchestra would get out of tune, our bodies is the same way. And so we use our breath, we use sound, we use awareness to tune the instrument of our body to frequency that nourishes our soul, really soothes our nervous system. Reach both arms up again, press your palms up towards the sky, big, big reach. And then as you exhale, fingertips down towards the floor and crawl them forwards. Now lift your bum up, spread your sitting bones, and then reach your bum back down onto the ground. Lower your forehead or your third eye to the floor.
And take 2 more breaths.
And then walk your fingertips back towards your knees. And yeah, let's go on to tabletop pose. So set your hands out a little bit wider so that your fingertips, like your pinkies, are just hanging off the edge of your mat. And then we're actually going to flip the palms so that now your fingertips face in towards your knees and your thumbs hang off of the edges of your mat. Make sure that your spine isn't dipped, but that there's a long length in your torso. And turn the pits of your elbows, these parts of your elbows forward, but then slightly bend your elbows so that you're not locking up through the joints. And then imagine like the tips of your collarbones or like the little ends of your lips, and let them smile so that they go out a little bit wider to the sides, again working at, through the upper chambers of your lungs. Now if you can weight bear on your knees with your wrists like this, then tuck your toes and then send your left leg straight back behind you. Bend your knee, point the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and arc your spine like a cow pose. And then as you exhale, curl your knee way in towards your chest. And we'll do that 3 times total. So this is the second one as you inhale. Exhale, curl all the way in. Inhale, arc. And then exhale, curl in. Set your knees down onto the floor. And then release your hands, walk your fingertips forward, soften, or take a bend at your hips, stick your bum back, lower your forehead down towards the floor. And take a few breaths that fill out through the back side of your heart and the back side of your lungs. And walk your fingertips back towards your knees, tuck your toes, and then sit up onto the heels of your feet. Stretch your arms straight forward. Now lift your shoulders slightly up towards your ears so that your side body goes long. Plug them onto your back. Then cross your right elbow underneath the left for eagle arms or Garudasana. And squeeze your forearms together. And then close your eyes. Soften your chin, soften your ribs. And then send your breath right into the back side of your heart space. And for some of you, this might be one of the first times that you're even aware of the back side of your heart. Wonderful. For some of you, this might be a familiar place that you find yourself at home at. Wonderful. Either way, let your minds rest there. Good. Gently release your hands, open up your wingspan, arc your back. And then as you exhale, lower your hands down towards the floor. We'll flip the wrists again, so have your thumbs hanging off the edges of your mat. Take a little small bend in your elbows, widen out through the smile line of your collarbones. And then extend your right leg back. Once you find a long spine, bend your knee. And then on your next inhale, arc your spine like cow pose. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your knee in towards your chest. Do that twice more with full breaths. And stretch your legs straight back. Place your knees down onto the floor. Flip your hands. Walk your fingertips forward. And then tent up onto your fingertips, hollow out through your armpits, and then soften your chest down towards the earth for Anahatasana. Anahatasana is a pose that's named after Anahata, which is your heart chakra. So it's the laying of your heart to the earth. And then lift your head, walk your fingertips back, tuck your toes, stretch your arms forward, lift your shoulders up and onto your back. Left elbow underneath your right, Garudasana. And let your forearms hug in towards each other so that it gives space for the shoulder blades to broaden across your back. Soften your eyes, soften your chin, soften your low ribs. Soften your cheeks, soften your jaw. And see if you can even soften the skin on your face. Good. Untie your arms. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Arc back a little. And then as you exhale, take your hands forward. Now, if you need to let go of your toes a little bit, go ahead, let go. Otherwise, we're just going to lean back a little bit, engage your quads, tone your core, and then flip so that your knees are off the floor, your heels off the floor if you can. Now cross your right elbow underneath the left again, eagle arms, or take your hands to your elbows. Stay up onto your tippy toes if possible, squeeze your shins, stand up tall. Good, stay up onto your tippy toes, and then bend your knees really deeply. Now go ahead and stick your butt back a little bit, soften your ribs. Stay up high onto the tips of your toes. And then start to lean forward so that your knees come a little bit closer towards your elbows come closer towards your knees. Lengthen the back of your head so that your neck stays long and there's no wrinkles in the back of your neck. Take a few more breaths here. Now drop your left heel down towards the floor. Bring your torso upright. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. And then we'll stand into standing eagle. So bend your left knee, cross your right knee over top of the left. Hook your toes if you can, if you wish. And then a few breaths here. Now, if the nervous system is really trying hard to stay here, what will happen is your breath will shorten and it'll feel like a lot of energy is accumulating in your neck and in your head. So instead, see if you can drop the energy down towards your navel, towards the back of your sacrum, and towards your sit bones. So you're weighted into your seat. Good, and then untie your legs, stand down onto the ground, release your arms, give your whole body a little shake, or a big shake. We're gonna do this for actually 30 seconds. So shaking is a really, really great tool that I use a lot in my personal practices. Sometimes even just a 30-minute shake can really recalibrate the nervous system and shake off some of the tension, shake off some accumulation of energy in the body. Reach your arms up, give your whole body a shake. Shake your head, shake your hips. Make a sound. Good, and then release your arms. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, lower down towards the floor with your fingertips. Bring your feet underneath your hips, come up onto your tippy toes, and squat your bum down towards your heels. Extend your fingertips forward. We'll do the same thing the other side, so left elbow beneath your right, tie your arms into Garudasana. So some of you who've taken classes with me in studios know that my memory for doing things on two sides is not always the best. And so just bear with me. I don't have any of you to look at for that cue. So come on up and stand. And so if I forget, just I apologize. But you can do it on the other side. I don't always do the same thing on both sides. Okay, and then from here, start to bring your elbows and your knees a little bit closer in. Stay up onto the tips of your toes if you can. And then really fill out through the entire back side of your body. Like instead of rounding your back physically, cultivate a fullness, a roundness through your breath. And then come back upright. Lower your right heel to the floor, lift your left knee to your chest, and then go ahead and hook your left knee over top of your right. You're welcome to do any variations, of course. You can put your toe down on the floor. You don't have to hug your toe around your shin. And then go ahead and dip a little bit lower if you wish. Take a few breaths. And as you inhale, stand tall, reach your arms up and over your head. Lift your left knee up towards your chest. And then exhale, release your feet, and go ahead and give yourself another little shake. So shake your shoulders, shake your chest, shake your head. Let go of your belly. Shake your knees, shake your bum. Shake your wrist, shake your hand. And on your next inhale, let your breath be super full. And on your exhale, make the sound of ah. Good. Your next inhale, reach arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, lower your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, step your left foot back. Plant your heel down onto the ground. And then place your right hand to the inside of your right foot. And then stay here for a moment, reach your left fingertips out to the side, and then stick your butt way back. See if you can do that, and at the same time, squeeze your front knee, front elbow together. Make sure you don't lock out through the back knee. And then just hug your shin in towards your right arm. Now, if you need to put a block underneath your right hand, go for it. If this feels good, what you're gonna do is take this hand, your right hand, and flip it so that your thumb is almost tucked underneath the arch of your foot. Take your left hand onto your hip. Stick your butt way back again. And then as you exhale, scoop your right sit bone underneath, open out through your chest, your lungs, the right collarbone is wide open. Breathe underneath your right collarbone into the upper chamber of the lungs. And then reach your left arm up and overhead if you wish. And then once you've created the structure of your pose, see internally where you can soften. See internally where you can become more spacious, not by force, but by softness. I'm going to take a few more breaths. And then lower your fingertips down onto the floor. Walk your hands forward, spin your toes so that they face the same direction. And then on your exhale, walk your fingertips forward, tent up onto the fingertips, lift your elbows, lift your armpits, soften your anahata, your heart towards the earth. Lay your head down.
Every breath is an opportunity to grow your heart a little bit wider. Go slow. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Switch sides. Turn your left toes out. Turn your right toes towards me or wherever you go so that your front heel and back inner arch match or align. Take your left hand down onto the floor and squeeze your knee and your upper arm together. Walk your right hand out to the side a little bit. Stick your butt way back. Once you anchor your feet, hug your front knee and your left arm together. Now if that feels all right for you, you're going to flip your left hand so that your thumb kind of tucks underneath the arch of your foot. Make sure that it's not just the hands but your whole entire arm so that it goes right beneath the collarbones. Take your right hand to your hips. And then scoop your left butt cheek underneath. Open out your torso, open up your lungs. And then almost like you're drawing this arrow line from the back outer edge of your right foot, extend your arm all the way up towards the side of your ear. Sometimes we tend to really overlead with the head, and so soften your chin so that the center of your skull, the center of your heart, the center of your pelvis align. And from that space, open. A few more breaths. And then lower your fingertips down towards the floor, walk them out to the side, turn your toes in the same direction. Now this time really anchor your feet down and then engage your core, lift up halfway, open your arms out to the sides, flip your palms, and before you clasp your hands, really make sure that you flip not just your palms, but flip your elbows and internally rotate your shoulders, and then clasp your hands. Stretch your arms straight, but don't lock your elbows. That's a real tendency. Point your elbows out towards the side actively, and then start to lower your chest down. Release your neck, release your head. And on the last few breaths here, open your jaws so that your exhales go out through your mouth. To come up, really root down strong from your thigh bones, down your shin bones, down your feet bones, and then slowly, slowly over the next few breaths, bring yourself back up to stand. Good, turn your heels in towards the center and reach your arms out towards the sides, bend your knees a lot. Now, bend your elbows and bend your wrists. And sometimes when we're in fear, when we're in anxiety, we tend to really round. Again, we collapse the lungs. And so from the center of your sternum, really reach out through the armpits. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Soften your low ribs again. Now, I could easily say straighten your arms, which is kind of the action that we'll do, but it doesn't just come from the arm. It actually comes from your heart, from which grows your lungs. So we're going to go right side first. And take your left fingertips right onto your sternum, the base of your heart chakra. Then almost like you're growing it out of the heart chakra, out through your right chest, out through the right lung, and then reach your hand out towards the side. Keep your wrist bent, your palm stretching out towards the side. Good. Lay your left hand down onto your inner knee, squeeze the inner knee. Then go ahead and reach right over top. Now the opposite thing, we're going to flip your wrist so that, I know it feels kind of awkward if you've never done it before, but flip your wrist so that your palm faces up towards the sky. And then watch the lower collarbone as well. Reach the shoulder blade onto your back. If you need to straighten your legs at any time, just go ahead. Otherwise, then stay with me for another few breaths. Good. Your next inhale, come back up to center, straighten your legs for a moment, 5-pointed star, reach up. Exhale, hands back down to your chest. Okay, good. Reach your arms out. This time, a right hand goes onto your sternum, and then flip your left fingertips down towards the floor. Envision from the center of your heart chakra grow out through the left side lung, out through the left armpit, out through the left arm, out through the left palm. Bend your knees if you wish. Right fingertips to the inside of your knee, and then go ahead and arc over. And draw your right shoulder blade onto your back. Flip your top palm up. And then really press from the armpit out towards your palm. Soften your chin again. And when the breath starts to get shaky, see if you can anchor more fully into your sacrum so that it gives the heart a real root, a real base from which it can grow. Good. This time to transition, you're going to turn your toes to face the front of your mat, lower your hands down to the floor, step your feet back, come into a downward facing dog pose. If you want to go through a vinyasa, go right ahead, come into plank, bend your elbows, curl up into up dog, reach back into down dog. Now, come up onto your left fingertips and lift your elbow, hollow out through the armpit so that your shoulder blade is really onto your back. And maintain the lifted arm bone onto your back as you place your hands back down onto the floor. Take your right hand, reach it underneath you, hold on to the outside of your left thigh. Good, and then notice how you can get more spacious by softening. Where can you soften to get more spacious within this structure? Good, switch sides, place your right hand onto the floor, tense your fingertips, hollow your palm, lift your elbow, lift your armpit, and then lower your right hand back down onto the floor, lift your left arm up, curl, twist. Release your hand back down onto the floor, lower your knees to the earth. You're welcome to take child's pose if you wish, or you can sit onto your shins for a few moments. Turn your palms up, close your eyes. And take a few moments to feel the resonance of these shapes, these breaths that your body is receiving in this moment. Notice the resonance and the frequency of which your body is now being tuned to. And then ask yourself, is there somewhere where you can get a little bit softer, a little bit more spacious? Not by force, but actually by relaxing, by letting go. And what I'd love to do here together right now is a meditation for the heart. It's a tantric meditation that I really love a lot. And it's using our breath to open up in all the directions of the heart space. The inhale always goes to the heart, front, the sides of the heart, the back of your heart. The exhales will move in the directions of up and down, front and back, right and left. And I'll guide us through it. So if you wish to sit a little bit differently, go ahead and find your cushion. We'll sit for probably 5 minutes or so. And so one of the great tantric teachings that I love
is that the heart has space to feel it all. The heart has no limitations to feeling at its essence. Its primary function for the human being is to feel. And what a gift it is for us to feel, even though sometimes it might feel, like an overload. And I know for me these days I've been feeling so sensitive, and I try and remember in those moments where the tears well up in my eyes, and I just, feel all the things that human beings feel, that it's a gift. Sensitivity is a gift. And what a beautiful world we would live in if we all cultivated our great sensitivity. And so on your next inhale, fill all the dimensions of your heart, front, sides, back. And then as you exhale, just soften it right back into the core of your heart. As you inhale, fill your heart space. And as you exhale, send your breath down your spine through your root chakra into the earth. Inhale from the earth up to your heart. Fill all the dimensions. Exhale, breath up towards the crown chakra and beyond. Inhale back to your heart. Exhale forwards. Inhale center. Exhale behind you. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale earth. Inhale center. Exhale sky. Inhale center. Exhale forwards. Inhale center. Exhale behind. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale earth. Inhale heart. Exhale sky. Inhale heart. Exhale forwards. Inhale heart. Exhale back. Inhale heart. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Last one. Exhale center. Stay center as you in-breath. Soften right in your center as you exhale. Return to the natural rhythm as your breath, as you let your breath dance with all dimensions of your heart right now. And notice this sweet subtlety of your breath as it moves in and out through the caverns of your heart. Soften your chin so your head bows down towards your heart. Notice any sensations that may arise and be alive in your body in this moment. Give yourself full permission to feel any sensations that arise. Stay a little longer. It's so easy to get distracted these days, to stay a little longer. Send your breath right into the fullness of your heart. In Sanskrit, there is a word for the fullness of your heart. It's called Itcha. We'll close today. You can either sit or you can lay down if you wish by a quote by Mariam Hasna. She says, "I'm going to use everything that shows up in my life, even the most challenging stuff, to help me grow and further my ability to love." And so for just a moment, each of us in our own spaces, but collectively as human beings on this planet, can we just open our hearts to a little more love today, a little more understanding, a little more empathy, a little more compassion and spaciousness for the beauty of all the human sensations and all the human feelings and all the human experiences. Hands to heart in prayer. And if there's a way that feels authentic for you to close your practice, please do that. Yeah, thank you for sharing this little piece of your day with mine. Namaste. So, yeah, for those of you who are going to move on with your day, or you're watching this later on after it's posted live, you're welcome to write or share any comments. I'm going to also just hop online. I haven't had this up on my phone and on my computer at the same time, but I'll just open up Inspired Yoga Institute's page right now. And I'll just stay on for another little bit, just in case anybody has anything that they want to share that's alive for you in this moment. You're welcome to write it in the comments. And I'm here in Zurich. I've decided to stay here during this time instead of getting on board some really busy flights and busy airports back to Canada. I've got a really beautiful home here in Zurich, and Amir and I are nestled here for the next little bit. And so, yeah, I'm just writing these. Oh dear, the film is sideways. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I will know for next time. Rowena, yeah, much love to you and Rick. It's so good to see you guys up here, and I'm glad you did a practice. Yeah, thanks Nora and Cindy for joining. And Joy, awesome. I'm just seeing this is kind of a new thing here. Oh, Lauren, good to have you on here. Yeah, Janice, it's super wonderful to have you. So each of our faculty members is going to be offering a practice during the week. You've got Erin McKegg, who's going to offer her class on Friday, and then Nora's offering on Mondays, and then I'll be back here next Wednesday. So yeah, we're here, and hopefully this was a sweet part for you in your day. I send much love to all of you. I'm just going to turn the film off, but yeah, I'll stay on, and if you have any comments or if you want to PM me or anything with anything at all that your heart might be going through during these times, I'm right here. Much love.